the game that went past us here this weekend. Let's not get it twisted, like that, because this is what I was in one of the big ups here to Saeed, like that, because like when Leicester when we beat Leicester in the Carabao Cup, right? I wasn't getting too excited. I wasn't getting giddy and getting gassed yet by that particular result. And when I was in Saeed's um you know live streaming, when Amrim finally, when my idea confirmed it, that finally that Amrim is now the manager of Manchester United, and they he'll be coming in the 11th year of November. I think that's during the international break. I wasn't getting too gassed, like that, because like especially the result, yeah, that we had, and everybody all got excited, and I'm like, okay, look, let's keep it in the deep low, like that, because me, I wasn't getting all like excited and happy. I was like, cool, let's see how things will go, and the thing about it is that I kind of understand you why United fans here are getting excited here by the result, in the Carabao Cup, and also with Amron coming in. Look, me, I'm optimistic about what Amron will do, but we can only know what's gonna happen, when he comes in, and then let's see how he will ball in the Premier League. Anyway, we'll talk about that later on, a little bit like that later on, like that. So I kind of understand why some of the or probably most some United fans were getting all excited, because like some of them or most of them, they have been so down and depressed here by what Ten Hag has done here to the club. And let's not get it, let's keep it a buck here, because like it's even the players. I've said this before, that it's not just Ten Hag, but actually it was the players. So then, as I said, that when you have two bad things and rubbing off together, it is obviously going to be inevitable what's going to come out. It's going to be crap, and that is what we've been having you for what? For almost 3 years. So I'm not surprised by like the man them like Saeed and them lot getting happy, and then big ups here to Saeed, each and every time, because like what he's doing here for the community, including rants, big ups to him as well, man. Like absolute big ups to him, totally, both of them, and because we all want the best for the club, and when we go back into our lives, and then we kind of look at certain things here in an objective and subjective view, we have to keep it a buck and be like, look, you got to look at things here in a more common sense way, and I understand about that the games that we went through, like the what happened to Man United in the Leicester game, and also in the Chelsea game. Now me, I watched some parts here of the Leicester game and the Chelsea game here, due to the fact that I had a lot of things to do behind the scenes. So the Man United game against Leicester, which was 5-2, when we won, as I said before, I wasn't too excited by it, but there are certain good things you can take out of the game, and there's certain things that actually you can, apologies, there are certain things that actually you can just say, okay, cool, it was Leicester's second team, but can you see what happens here when you do certain things on the pitch and it clicks, like Casemiro? Now, I believe that Casemiro was man of the match in that game. He was absolutely sick in that game, especially in the first half, especially at that fantastic goal. I think Garnacho passed the ball. I think it was Bruno that went over it. Casemiro looked up and then took a chance and it went in, man. He was full of confidence, like that. Fantastic goal by him. The first half year was brilliant, but then the second half, this is what Man United always do. Like every time they are winning, either it's 1-0 or 2-1, they take the foot off the gas. And that's what happened in the second half in that game. And then after that, what happened is that you allow Leicester to come. You allow them to come, and then brilliantly, Van Nistelrooy, who is the interim manager now, made good substitutions here to make sure that the pressure, the foot was on the guys, keeping going. It looked in that game. It did look from what I saw. It looked here like as if that Man United players, they tanked up everything in the first half, and then when it went into the second half, everything was all absorbed from them. So then, like as if they were like pushing themselves, running, and and I say running because that's what most players do for Man United, man. Instead of the technical side, the football side comes first. All is running, like that. But but anyway, the thing about it is that the subs were right. They were called. Van Nistelrooy managed here to make things happen. He managed here to bring the players that meant to be on, and look, let's not, Ahmad attempted for that bicycle kick when he came on. If that went in, fam, wow. But can you see what can happen when a manager who treats you absolutely dust, and doesn't relate to you, is gone? And now Ahmad didn't have that face that he had in the previous game when I think it was against West Ham. I think it was. And now look, he was talking to the assistants about the tactical. Not like how before when you can tell from his face, he was fuming with Ten Hag. And this is exactly what I mean. You got to give the players confidence. Let them play. But anyway, but in that game, that game, I wasn't too giddy about it. I said, cool, 5-2, let's move on, like that. And then we come here to the Man United game against Chelsea again at home, and I don't know what to really say about that game, because like when I watched it, Man United managed here to control the game, and what they did good is that they managed here to keep Palmer quiet in most spells in that game as well. I also think that because of how Chelsea, because they are good, like that. I mean, like Maresca have got them balling. Somehow, Man United managed to bring Chelsea down here to their level, because they weren't clinical, right? They weren't clinical enough. Now, the going forward was a shambles. It was peak. I mean, like, we might have here. I know I say this, and I'm saying this here with chest. We have the crappiest forward line in the league. I'm being serious. Let's keep it 100. Yeah, I'm keeping it absolute 100, because like and me, I'm excluding Ahmad because he didn't play, or let's say that he came on after. Let me say it that way. We have like Garnacho, Højlund, and Rashford. But that tells you everything you need to know, but besides our attack being so crap, Mazzarari, our defense, right? Our defense here was, we defended quite well. I believe we did well, not extraordinary. We did well, right? Mazzarari, he was excellent, like that. The midfield was okay, Casemiro did great. Ogate off the ball, can't believe I said off the ball, but off the ball, man, he was solid. But the forward line, man, now look, again, the forwards, right? I don't know, because I don't know, and I don't know how Man United, man, they're gonna get the players they need for the January transfer window. Anyway, we keep that year for, as we go on, because although that we got the penalty, it tells you everything you need to know about the mentality of the players, and then, especially, when Caicedo scored the goal. Because before Caicedo scored the goal, this happens every time, that when Man United score a goal, as I said before, they drop off. They don't keep the pressure. So what happened is that, you allow the team to come in, like I said. And that's what happened here when Caicedo scored the goal. Because the emotions, you have to keep it intact. You have to keep it intact and keep your focus in the game. If not, that's what happens. And Caicedo scored a fantastic goal. And now, I was saying this before, when Ten Hag was here. I mean, I'll say it again, because I did say that what happened in that game, and in general, what's been happening, is it will always, and not always, but also it will be the players' fault. These players, because I'm saying this every time, because the players here in Man United, right, they need to hold that responsibility on that scoreline against Chelsea, because the players, especially the young players, if you don't keep them grounded, they're gonna be big-headed by the time you know it. This is what I said before, that these players like Garnacho and Højlund and Rashford, fam, they have to take responsibility for that. You gotta take responsibility for that. You're not all that. You are not all that. That's the thing. If you win, if you have won, don't say to me that, oh yeah, we won the Carabao Cup, we won the FA Cup. Fam, is that, when you compare the Champions League and the Premier League, right? Can you compare the FA Cup and the League Cup to that? Lesser that you cannot. So this is what I'm trying to say, that if you won the Premier League and the Champions League, fam, you can say that I'm all that. But next season, it doesn't count. You have to keep on going. Just because you won the Champions League and the Premier League year before, it doesn't mean that you can brag about it now. It can only be bragged about it if you have retired and look back and say, yes, I won those Champions League, I won those Premier Leagues. These players, they're not all that, and they have to be humble and keep it grounded and keep on going. Because they're not all that. You can tell. Chelsea 1-1. Fam. Great example, right? Especially with egos. When there's ego in the squad, there's a problem. It's this, right? Can you see how Casemiro was on Garnacho? Casemiro, man, who was a leader without the armband, he was not happy, man, with Garnacho and what he was doing. There's a reason why that we are down the table, but at the same time, I just feel that in that game, like I said, man, the forward line, they were selfish. The thing is that the thing about it is that if we took our chances, if we were clinical in front of goal, we could have won that. So right now, it does feel like as if it's a loss, because Chelsea on their side, they're going to be like, fam, Man United, man, they are dusty. And we couldn't... You come to the theatre of dreams, more like the theatre of... Oh my days. The theatre of being a waste man. You come there and Man United hasn't got that fear factor anymore. So obviously, man, you're like... Teams who have chest can come here to Old Trafford and just move different to us. So right now, right, we saw, this is why that that game, if you have won that game, we could have been up the table climbing. You got to win. The thing about it is that in every game, you have to be undefeated. That's the thing. You have to be undefeated in order to climb the table quickly before the table start to really take shape in the new year. 25. Right? And this is why you got to grab the game by its horns and work as a team, not with your ego. We just saw Man City drop points. Arsenal, wow, fam, take your time with it, fam. And then Liverpool, wow. Tell you what, fam, my little brother, man, he's gonna be bare happy, man, that Liverpool, man, are now first right now in the Premier League. Slot, man, he's balling, he's cooking, like that. And this is why I said obviously we shouldn't be the one that's looking at other team and be like, okay, if they lose, we can be here. No, we have to be ones that take care of ourselves and challenge, right? Or get to, or at least try to get there. So everything I'm saying right now, man, I said this, right? This is why I'm not gonna get excited right now, because I knew something like that was gonna happen, like what we saw just yesterday. And even with the Leicester game, I wasn't too excited by that. I said that here in my videos before. I'm expecting us to win that, even though that in the back of your mind, because Ten Hag is around, you say you just don't know, but you expect to win that. So winning 5-2, fair enough. And I've never, do you know what's even more peak, right? That Leicester game, right? It was the first time ever before Ten Hag that we scored 4 goals in the first half. That is man mad. Like, Ten Hag. So basically, man, you couldn't let your team, your squad, your players score 4 goals in the first half. And that's your players. No. Okay. This is what I'm trying to say. We should be aiming at a challenge. This is what I'm trying to say. Because right now, everybody has not come back to earth. I'm the only one that stood on the earth. Hey, camera. I saw that. Right now, I don't know, but I'm pretty much sure that I am the minority that didn't get too excited by the Amorim appointment, even though I'm content, and let's say, look, let's see what he will bowl. Let's see what he will do. Because the thing about it right now is that we can be content, but we shouldn't get too excited now. But I understand why people got excited. I understand it because it's, you are happy, man. You're off the shackles of Ten Hag, gaslighting and everything like that. I understand that. It's like being in a abusive relationship. The ones there. And look, now obviously, man, like we heard it in the press conferences and also in the post, let's say post interviews and that Van Nistelrooy wants to stay, like that. And obviously, Man United, I saw some of that Man United players want Van Nistelrooy to remain at the club, when Amorim takes charge as the connector, because this is what I've been saying, and a lot of content creators in the community have been saying, that the fact that that Van Nistelrooy has been absolutely fantastic into the communicating to the players. Great example is the way that Van Nistelrooy was to Ahmed in the West Ham game when he was fuming, like that. You need, because as I said before, my players, man, they're human beings, so you need to communicate to them individually as people, not as just players. Because if you neglect, because the thing about it is, if you neglect the human side of the game, it's like robots. fam. It's nasty work. What we had to witness. Man. Anyway. So this is why that I appreciate Van Nistelrooy doing that, to be the one that is actually communicating to the players. Now look, obviously, now speaking about when Amorim comes in, but Amorim's coming in here as a head coach, not as a manager, like that. So that way Ineos can do what they have to do. Hey, and Ineos, I'm on you, like that. I'm watching you from afar, as I'm being busy behind the scenes, doing other things. But yeah, I'm on them, and I'm pretty much sure that Bearman are on them as well. And Amorim, man, the trophies he has won, it's quite good, like that. Now I'm gonna bring out some information. Of course, I'm pretty much sure some of you man know that that Amorim managed to win the Portuguese league with Sporting in the 20/21 season, and also the recent season that just went past, the 23-24 season. He also won the Portuguese Super Cup with Sporting, Sporting Lisbon in the 21 and 22 season, and also he won the Premier League, hopefully, but the Portuguese League Cup consecutively at first year with SC Braga in 19 and 20 season, and then with Sporting Lisbon consecutively with 20, 21, and then 21 and 22 season, which is actually really, really good. Hopefully he can bring that that mentality and that stability, and hopefully he can bring a style of play, like that. Anyway, but now that I'm saying about style of play, now what I'm thinking about is that I'm hopefully he can able to translate all of that into the Premier League, because it is definitely a different kind of fish, when it comes to the Premier League, when you have to obviously, when the Premier League is fast, is physical, and obviously when it comes to mentality, hopefully he'll be able to install that into the players. Now the thing about that for me is that I heard that Amorim, the way that he plays, and as well as when he's been winning his recent games, for Sporting, right, and the players that he has, it looked like as if that he has players that look like as if that players that play futsal. Now I tell you what, I like futsal. Absolutely, I like it, fam. Especially when I watch it. Absolutely, brilliant, fam. So entertaining. And the thing is that the thing about it is that when you're in it, it definitely helps you on your decision making, where you're at in terms of your technical ability, and your football IQ. And that year will suit players like Ahmad, Xerxes, Mazraoui, because he's a technical player. Ericsson, obviously, Ericsson and Mazraoui, I'm pretty much sure they already got that. But what I'm trying to say is that Ahmad and Xerxes, it will definitely help them as well, especially the technical players that I haven't mentioned. It will definitely help them as well. And the thing about it is that if Amorim likes it to have players like that on the pitch, well, man, the players that the futsal players that are able to give and go, like technical players, right? Let me tell you something right here. The players who doesn't hold the ball, who have fantastic feet, the weight of pass is sick, the football IQ is really it's like it's there. I tell you what, man, those players who don't have that, their flaws are gonna show up. I'm pretty much sure Garnacho, because I don't rate him, is gonna show up. And the thing about it is that the way that some way somehow Amorim have to figure out something of how to get players here like Garnacho and Rashford into that kind of system, because to me, you might as well have technical players, man, in that. If it's a 3-4-3, but the two is like one striker and two attacking midfielders. I don't think I think Ahmad can play there, and probably Bruno Fernandes. because obviously we know in that game against Chelsea, he turned back to Mr. Spamming, like that. But what I'm trying to say is that hopefully, man, that Amorim is able, man, yeah, to identify, because Ten Hag wasn't good at identifying players. Like when he sees Mainu, Ahmad, Xerxes, even I've got back Mainu. Let me add that into the technical box. He been able to see that and say, wow, yeah, these players know how to keep the ball properly. And if I can teach them this, they will understand and they'll be able to develop, like that. So, yeah, man, the thing about it is that, Amorim, look, let's see what we'll do. Let's see how he would ball, because it will be sick if he can able, man, to implement that futsal kind of style of play, patterns of play to the players that are actually technical. And the thing about it is that as I said, man, like those players who can't play that, the flaws will come up eventually in in Amorim's style of play. But I said this before, that players, you players, right, have to find a way, man, to get rid of your flaws as soon as possible. But players these days don't do that because they don't develop mavericks these days. You can just, that's the reason why that when you see Doku, for example, people get excited, but we're like, but that's what a winger's meant to do. Trying to take his player on. That's what me I rate one of my favorite young players. My mind is blank. Lamine Yamal. What a young player. His decision making, football IQ, family, up there. And anyway, man, like, wow. So it's gonna, he has to work with these players, man. And the thing about it is that, like I said before, he has to work with these players, because I don't think that I've been hearing that Man United may not have the funds here for the January transfer market. And I don't buy that, but we just have to just see, Now, we'll talk about NISTEROOY later on, because I want to link this up to Amorim. Now, Amorim, right, he wants to bring a 5-year of his backroom team from Sporting, right? Yeah. Wait, let me just see that, because, Amorim wants to bring 5-year of his backroom team members from Sporting, including his long time assistants, as well as Emmanuel Ferrell. I mean, forgive me if I have mispronounced his name, who operates in those roles as well. Now, hopefully NISTEROOY can able to be part of that backroom staff, because like I said about the communication to the players, and also he knows the club and the players very, very well. It will help them. Surely it will definitely help. But obviously the thing about it is that his responsibilities have to change a little bit, because when Ten Hag was there, his responsibilities was, might have been quite a bit, but since 5 of them are coming, and anyway, we will have to see what's going to happen, as time goes on, with Amorim coming in the 11th. We will see how it goes with NISTEROOY also, and we'll see how things will go, because let's just see how that will go. And also with Rojo, I mean, like, I was thinking about Rojo before, and I was like, fam, like, he's the only player who did not start for Ten Hag competitively. And I'm glad that never happened, because he would have ruined the kid. He would have been, you know what I mean? Like, look up with Sancho, Ahmad. But he will ball, man, under Amorim, who is great at developing players, as I said before, and especially when Amorim plays a 3-4-3, like I said, he can definitely be in that back three in the 3-4-3 system. And speaking of young players, hopefully Ahmad and Mainu were able to enjoy their football once again and cook again when Amorim comes. Right now, man, Ahmad, he's enjoying his football. right now, but hopefully that will elevate, and then hopefully, I mean, I know that seasons to come, Ahmed won't be young anymore, but let's just see how things will go, man. We want him, man, to be. We don't want to lose a gem here like Ahmad, you know what I mean, and hopefully it will help Xerxes. Even though Xerxes, he's a laid back player, I don't mind that. Hopefully the system of Amorim, we're able to have a player like him, so that way that obviously that so-called the way he is won't be shown. Like for example, like if Ahmad was to pass the ball into the box, but not right in front of the goal, but right at the center of the box, it wouldn't be like as if that Xerxes is arriving late. You know what I mean? Like actually, he's actually meant to be there to tap it in, or to score a difficult goal like Xerxes. Because that goal against that Xerxes debut goal wasn't an easy goal to score, and I said this before. And people think it's a tap-in. It's not. It's a very, very, that ball was rubbish, but the goal was difficult. Had to tap it in. Had to, not tap, but had to guide it. It wasn't a tap-in, but it's to guide that. Anyway, so hopefully Xerxes will keep up and running Ahmad, and hopefully when he come back from injury, he'll be able to ramp that up, get back to enjoying his football again. But this right now, man, in terms of the young players, coming through, especially in the youth system, we're able to come in under Amorim and have real development, like that. With all these problems that we've been saying here ever since, especially before I came on here on Gvbrazy, it's Amorim's biggest challenge, So anyway, let's check out, man, the fixtures, like that, because right now, before Amorim comes in, we're expecting to be undefeated. That way, Amorim can come in can come in a somewhat good environment, and the fact that the players, they did what they can. But since our attack is so horrific, what can you do? All right, let's check this out quickly. All right, so Man United, man, versus PAOK in the Europa League. That is Thursday, 7th of November at 8:00 p.m. Yeah, I'm expecting RCA to at least win that, but a part of me is like draw and win. We're home, so that's the thing. Anything can happen. But I'm expecting us to win that as well. And the next game, Sunday, 10th of November at 2:00 p.m. is Man United against Leicester City. I'm expecting us here to win that game as well, And then, guys, 24th of November, 4:30 p.m. is Ipswich Town. So we'll be away to Ipswich, right? And then we got a Europa League at 28th November at 8:00 p.m. Man United versus Bordeaux or Glimmet. I don't know how to pronounce that, but they are they're first in the Norwegian league. Right. Yeah. It's going to be very interesting because they're coming to us as well, and then we're home. And then we've got Man United vs Everton, 1st of December, 1:30 p.m. And then, guys, this is when things start to get really booky. Is when we are facing against Arsenal at the Emirates. Right. Anyway, but the reason I have not mentioned the last 4 games just now, I didn't mention what I would expect, is because I cannot judge, because by that time, 24th of November, Amorim will be in. He'll be in, right? Because obviously we know that Man United paid more on the compensation, I think, for Amorim to come in now than to come in at the end of the season, because Ruben Amorim wanted to come at the end of the season, but Man United want him to come now because obviously of the sacking of Ten Hag. And the reason why I haven't said this is because we can't judge him yet, because until we've seen a couple of games, from Amorim, like that. And I hope that he'll be able, man, to stifle, to able man, to bring in his style of play, within the first couple of matches. Not like Ten Hag, we did not many even have one. So hopefully fam, hopefully man, that, you know, things man are going to be, you know, because we all know it's going to be a challenge year for Amorim. So hopefully fam, hopefully he'll be able to bring his style of play. Because the thing about it is that, like I said before, it's not, you know, it's the way you win and it's the way you lose, right? If you did everything you can, your style of play, your patterns of play, the manager had to change it from plan A to plan B to plan C, and still you did everything, and still the team that you face were the better team, you can only put your hands up. And if you lose, at least that there is some kind of foundation that you can get behind in. But if there is nothing and it's crumbling down, like the way that Old Trafford was, the roof was flooding before it got fixed, fam, what do you expect us here to do with that? What do you expect? Anyway, fam. Anyway, let's hope, man, that anyway, it won't be easy. Oh, fam, you know them way there. Anyways, alright, I'm gonna keep it 100, man. I'm gonna stop right now, man. You know, absolutely fantastic lit, you know, video 6 stuff, guys. Run the likes, comment on the comment section below, guys, and subscribe if you are new, man, to Gvbrazy. Anyway, big ups to each and every one of you, each and every time. You know them ones there. I see you in the next video. Say no more.